Once upon a time, a poor miller and his young son set out for the market. They had to sell their donkey, and so they started walking toward the market, leading the donkey with them. On the way, they met a group of cheerful girls who were giggling and playing. "Hey, you there?" one of the girls called out. "Why are you walking? You have a donkey to ride?" "That's funny." The girls burst out laughing, and the miller felt embarrassed. He didn't want his son to be laughed at. So he stopped, helped his son up onto the donkey's back, and then they continued on their way. Not long after, they met some old acquaintances. Well, one of the men said, "Look who it is. It's fancy meeting you here." "So, what's with the ride, Miller? Letting your son ride while you walk? He's young, he should be walking, not you." The other men nodded in agreement, and the miller felt his face getting hot with shame. He couldn't let his son be the center of attention like this. So he quickly switched places with his son, riding the donkey himself. As they walked, they came across a group of women and children. The women gasped, "Oh my goodness, look at that. What a selfish old man. Riding in comfort while his little boy struggles on foot. Shame on you, old man." The miller felt his cheeks burning with embarrassment. He didn't mean to hurt his son, but what could he do? His son looked so sad. So he told him, "Come, sit behind me." And the boy happily climbed up behind his dad. But just as they thought they had it right, some travelers approached. "Is that your donkey?" one of them asked. "Yes," replied the miller. "We're taking it to market to sell." The travelers looked at the donkey and then back at the miller. "With both of you riding, the poor beast will be exhausted before you get there. Who will want to buy a tired, broken animal? You'd be better off carrying it yourself." They all laughed and walked away. The miller felt desperate. He didn't know what to do. Then he looked at his son, and an idea struck him. He said, "Quick, help me carry our donkey." So he loaded the donkey on his back and began going toward the town. When they entered the market, the sight of two people carrying a donkey, it was too much for the crowd. They roared with laughter. Some shouted, "Look at the lunatics. They're carrying a donkey." The donkey must have thought the same because he panicked, kicking and thrashing. He broke free from the ropes and tumbled off the bridge into the river and drowned. The miller and his son were shocked, ashamed, and heartbroken. They had lost their donkey, and they had nothing else to sell at the market. So they turned back home, their heads hung low. And so the miller learned the hard truth. In trying to please everyone, he had pleased no one and lost everything.